Good day. Welcome to another edition of Inside Putnam Valley Schools. Eric Gross, your host, along with Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jeremy Luft. And Jeremy, good seeing you.
You too.
Without a mask.
Yes, it's nice seeing all of you.
We're all vaccinated.
We are.
We're hoping that more people get vaccinated out there.
Yeah, we've been trying to share information out with the community. Putnam County is certainly offering a wide range of opportunities for individuals to be vaccinated, and we hope they take advantage of it. And soon to be 12 to 15-year-olds approved for Pfizer, so that's exciting.
And also the numbers in the Putnam Valley community are going down in the school district as well.
Yeah, I mean, across the state, we're seeing great declines in the percent positivity, as well as the county and certainly our town. So those are all positive signs that the vaccinations are working and we're going in the right direction. But the other side of it is obvious that the variant that has been around is very contagious, especially among children. So that's always in the back of our minds, that concern. But we hope the trend continues and the numbers continue to decline.
Big day in Putnam Valley, big day across New York State, May 18th. That's school election day. And residents in the Putnam Valley School District will be going to the polls between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. at the Putnam Valley Elementary School to vote on a $53.1 million budget. The tax levy remains below the New York State cap for the 10th consecutive year at 1.9%. And the estimated tax is lower, the tax rate lower than it was 8 years ago, an increase of 1%. How did you do it?
Well, I mean, I think finding a fiscally responsible budget is always one of the most challenging endeavors we undergo each year. We want to make sure that we continue to support our programs and hence support our students. The other side of it is obviously we have to balance the needs of the community and their socioeconomic needs. So I think we've been able to achieve that really every year since the inception of the tax levy cap. We've always been below it, and the tax rate remains below what it was 8 years ago. So our taxpayers are paying less than they were 8 years ago, while still being able to maintain the academic programs we have.
Budget brochures have been mailed out to the community. In the next few minutes, give our viewers a couple of highlights of the 21-22 budget.
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on some of them. Our tax levy, we anticipate being 1.96%, which is below our allowable cap, which was 2.1%. I think it continues to support our academic needs, the social emotional needs of our students, funding our facilities projects, but also remaining below what the tax rate was 8 years ago. So I think we found a good balance between both sides.
You talk about those facilities projects. They're through now, almost done?
Yeah, well, we're reaching the conclusion of our first phase of the project, which was the social and learning commons in the middle school and the new academic space at the elementary school, as well as the health and wellness center. So now we're planning for phase 2 of that work. It's the same work that was approved by the voters a couple years ago, but now they're going to begin restoration of some of the bathroom facilities at the middle school, and that's sort of the phase 2 of that work scheduled for this summer.
You talk about emotional, social needs of children. They've been out of school for quite some time. A child is a problem. Parents see a difficulty. What do they do?
Well, I think what we've seen since we welcomed back our hybrid students beginning on March 16th, the energy in the building has certainly risen, and I think students are really excited to be back. The number of students who are all remote continues to decline. In some buildings, it's below 10%. In other buildings, up to 20%, but certainly not near 50, which is what we had at one point. And I think as individuals continue to be more comfortable with the safety precautions that are in place in schools, that we'll continue to see more students return. And really, my ultimate goal is to reach a point where we could safely return all students to school beginning in September. I think the hybrid and all remote instruction, my hope is that they're a thing of the past and we continue to educate students in our classrooms where we know they learn best.
When will a decision be made on that, whether or not children will be back full-time, all children?
So it's certainly that's what we're planning for. So we're moving ahead with that plan. Absent the State Education Department or State Department of Health telling us otherwise, we're sort of full steam ahead for planning for a full reopening in the fall.
Are you still in constant contact with county health officials and your cohorts around the county?
Sure. I mean, those communications that began early on in the pandemic have continued. There's weekly meetings of varying size groups featuring the Department of Health and colleagues. And I think we're all sort of uniform in our expectations moving forward and our hopes for next school year.
End of year ceremonies right around the corner. Putnam Valley High School commencement, the 18th of June, a Friday night, here on the campus. Any different rules and regulations?
I mean, we're certainly hoping for one ceremony. Last year, we were able to pull off two separate ceremonies. This year, we're certainly hoping to be able to pull off one. It would be limited attendance, likely 2 attendees per graduate. But graduation out on the turf is certainly our hope. That's our plan right now. And we're just awaiting state ed to provide updated guidance that would allow us to do so.
Middle school, elementary school, moving up ceremonies, anything planned there?
Yeah, so those are being planned. They're currently in the process of being planned. And I know those buildings will have information to share with their parents in the near future. We're waiting for updated guidance and we're weighing what the options are. Keeping in mind that some of those students have not been in school yet this year.
Yeah.
So an in-person graduation may be difficult for some, right? We're trying to respect the wishes of all parents. Obviously, regardless of what decision is made, some will not be happy, but we're really trying to honor everyone's wishes and doing the best we can to celebrate the accomplishments of our students.
It's been an incredible year in education around the country, around the world. I know you want to take your hat off, tip your hat if you're wearing a hat, take your hat off to the faculty, to the staff, the custodians for keeping this school district above par during the past 12 months.
Yeah, I think last week was a Teacher Appreciation Week, which we certainly include all of our staff members. I couldn't be more proud of the job that Putnam Valley as a school district has been done so far this year, especially our teachers that were asked to do sort of the impossible of simultaneously teach in-person and remote students, and they were able to successfully do so. We were one of the first districts to open up for more students. In fact, our elementary school has been open to all students all year. And I think that is all possible because of the work that goes on both in the classroom and behind the scenes by all our support staff.
And let's not forget about that support staff, the custodians and maintenance people. School couldn't operate without them.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the task they undertook this summer just to outfit our rooms and get them ready to welcome back students, that was a tremendous amount of work that our staff was able to accomplish. And we would not have been able to welcome back the number of students we did so early in the year if it wasn't for their exhaustive efforts.
And the constant sanitizing and cleaning daily, several times a day.
Yep. Yeah, they're constantly disinfecting high-touch spaces and sanitizing everything overnight. And it's been a tremendous amount of additional work for them. But I think they feel the energy in the building and they're excited to have all the students back. And that's really our ultimate goal.
You want to remind our viewers out there about 2 calendar changes, the end of June on the 24th and 25th.
Yeah, we did end up with a couple of snow days that were not utilized. So I'm making the recommendation to the Board of Ed to alter our school calendar for the end of the school year, where Thursday the 24th will become a half day for students and the 25th will be no school for students. And that's really valuable time for our teachers and support staff to sort of return to their typical classrooms. We hope to start facilitating the transfer of furniture and really preparation for what we hope will be a more normal beginning of school year next year.
And that's June 24th and June 25th, not May.
Sorry, yes, June
Okay.
24th and June 25th.
Now, the reason I mentioned because a number of school districts are extending the Memorial Day weekend. Okay, June 24th, June 25th, jot it down. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back in just a moment or two, right here on Inside Putnam Valley Schools. Matt Mello, the assistant principal here at Putnam Valley High School, is with us this afternoon. And Matt, of course, is the administrator for the International Baccalaureate program. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me in here.
It's so exciting this year, time of the year in Putnam Valley. First time ever baccalaureate degrees to be issued.
Yeah, it really is. It's been kind of a long road. I think we started this process about 5-6 years ago. And to get to this point where we're now seeing our first cohort go through the program and going to be able to earn their IB diplomas is incredibly exciting.
For our viewers who are not sure what an international baccalaureate program is, give us a little rundown.
It's a pretty involved 2-year program where students take courses in every subject area, IB courses. They could be at what they call a standard level or at a higher level. It just means a difference in the hours that the course will take, but the rigor is pretty much the same in both standard and higher level. And then at the end, like their senior year, they'll take what we call external assessments, as well as they'll perform an internal assessment. The great thing about the IB program is it gives the students a lot of choice, where the internal assessment is really involved with them coming up with what they want to research in any given topic, do the research, and then write a report on that. And so that's in every one of their subjects. So if they have a math course, they have to do an internal assessment in the math course, as well as the external assessments. And the external assessments are very similar to what you'd see with like a typical AP exam and their assessments at the end of a year.
I was going to say, what's the difference between the AP and the International Baccalaureate?
That's one of the major differences. I'll say this: the thing that really excites me about the IB program is the choice that students are given, the choice in what they're going to research throughout the year, and then even on the exams. Instead of your traditional multiple choice questions, students are given a series of essays that they get to choose which one kind of fits in their wheelhouse, and they can write that essay to demonstrate what they have learned, versus I think like the APs kind of measure what you don't know versus what you do know. And the IBs really allow you to flourish in the area that you do know.
And what grade do students begin taking courses for the IB?
The IB diploma program begins in 11th grade. So you'll take year 1 of the course in 11th grade, and you'll finish year 2 with your IAs and your EAs. That's your internal assessments and external assessments.
And what does this mean to a young person when it goes on to college?
That to me has been the biggest benefit to what we've seen so far with the program. Students that go through any IB course, whether they're taking a standalone IB course or they're involved in the full program, they are going to be doing things that are more relevant to what they're going to see when they get to college. The extended research projects, the choice of what they're going to research, and then their ability to demonstrate what they do know in the end. Like the IA, the internal assessment in your English class, is an oral IA. It's actually a presentation that they have to do. So they're going to be able to demonstrate or be able to get involved in skills that are going to take them through and better prepare them for college.
Sounds like a fantastic program.
It really is. It really multifaceted program that is better preparing our students for what they're going to see when they graduate.
And the only one in Putnam County besides.
It's great to know that, right? It's great to be the ones that are leading the way here in Putnam County. And even, when you think about lower New York,
Right.
Westchester, there really aren't that many schools as well, right? Maybe 7 schools that have an IB, program in them in Westchester, Putnam.
Well, sounds fantastic. We congratulate the young ladies and gentlemen for all their hard work, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Jeremy and I will be right back. Jeremy, that IB program is amazing.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and it's truly represents the work that the high schools put in. I mean, it's not just administrators, but teachers getting trained, really embracing the program, and the outreach to students and parents to get them excited. It's been really impressive to see. One of the highlights that I don't think Matt had covered is just the sheer number of students that are participating in a single IB course. So many students are taking IB courses. They may not be pursuing the full IB diploma, but they're still attempting the rigor at those SL and HL IB courses, which is more exciting to me than those students fulfilling the IB diploma.
You know what's so great too, when you look back, the foundation, it all starts in kindergarten on the elementary level, then the middle school and the high school. These IB students don't, unless they have that good foundation, the learning that that they have experienced over the years, they wouldn't come where they are today.
Yeah, I think it comes back to the IB learner profile, which sort of lays out the attributes that you're looking for in an IB student, and making sure that the previous grades are aware of those, and then designing curriculum and instruction that helps students embrace those skills that they'll need to really be considered an IB learner.
Okay. The vote, May 18th, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., Putnam Valley Elementary School. Budget totals $53.1 million. There are also a number of Board of Education candidates. We urge you to get out and vote.
That's all we could say. Please get out and vote. Thanks.
Until next time, for Superintendent of Schools Jeremy Luft, I'm Eric Gross. You've been watching an edition of Inside Putnam Valley Schools. Be safe. Bye-bye now.